Long before the nation we know as Vietnam took shape, the fertile lands of the Red River Delta were home to a tapestry of tribes, farmers, fishermen, and warriors. For centuries, these people lived under the rule of the Hung kings of Van Lang, a kingdom famed for its magnificent bronze drums, sprawling wet rice fields, and a deep spiritual connection to the land and its waters. But time, as it always does, brought change. The once mighty Van Lang began to show cracks. Internal strife grew among the tribes, and the unity that had once been its greatest strength started to fray. Meanwhile, to the north, across rugged mountains, another power was on the rise. These were the Au Viet tribes, fierce, independent, and masters of mountain warfare. And from their ranks emerged a leader of extraordinary vision, Thuc Phan. Thuc Phan was born in the land of the Tay U, a region that straddled what is now northern Vietnam and southern China. From a young age, he was marked by his wisdom, courage, and a profound sense of justice. He held a dream that few dared to imagine: to unite the scattered tribes into a single, powerful realm that would transcend the barriers of mountains and rivers. At this very time, the last Hung king of Van Lang was growing old. His kingdom, though rich in culture and fertile soil, was plagued by corruption and rivalries among its lords. The borders were no longer secure. Raids from neighboring tribes were becoming common, and disunity threatened to tear the nation apart. Thuc Phan saw this not as a chance for greedy conquest, but as an opportunity to unite for the sake of survival. He believed that the people of Van Lang and Au Viet shared a common origin, the same ancestors, the same language, and the same unyielding spirit. Around the year 257 BCE, Thuc Phan led his disciplined and swift forces southward. The ensuing conflict was less a war of destruction and more a fulfillment of destiny. Legends tell us that Thuc Phan's victory was won not through brute force, but through strategy and persuasion. Many of Van Lang's lords, disillusioned with their aging king, willingly pledged their allegiance to this dynamic new leader. Seeing that resistance would only bring ruin to his people, the last Hung king made a historic choice. He peacefully abdicated, offering his throne to Thuc Phan to secure a future for the nation. With this act, Thuc Phan unified Van Lang and Au Viet, founding a new nation, ULCs. He declared himself An Duong Vuong, a title meaning the peaceful king of the south. His reign opened a new chapter for the Vietnamese people, a nation forged from unity, resilience, and wisdom. The newly founded kingdom of ULCs was vast, stretching from the Red River Delta all the way to the northern mountains, encompassing fertile plains and dense forests. Its people were diverse, yet they were now united under a single banner. For the first time, a centralized state governed the lands of the Viet people. An Duong Vuong knew that true unity required more than just leadership. It needed strength, protection, and a powerful symbol of endurance. And so he resolved to build a great fortress, one that would guard the heart of his kingdom and stand as a testament to his people's ingenuity. He chose a strategic site in the northern plains near modern-day Hanoi, a location naturally fortified by rivers and hills. It was here that he began the construction of the legendary Co Loa Citadel. Co Loa was a marvel of ancient engineering, unlike any fortress of its time. Instead of rigid, straight walls, it was designed in a spiral shape, reminiscent of a snail's shell, a potent symbol of resilience and defense. The project was immense, requiring thousands of laborers, mountains of earth and stone, and years of tireless work. Yet, a mysterious problem plagued the construction. Every time the walls were raised, they would inexplicably crumble. The earth would give way, the structures would collapse, and a sense of fear began to grip the workers. It seemed as if unseen forces were actively working against the king's grand vision. Then, one night, as legend has it, a golden turtle emerged from the waters of the Red River. It spoke to An Duong Vuong, saying, "You build upon sacred ground. The spirits of the land are restless. But if your heart is pure, I shall help you." The turtle then gave the king one of its golden claws, instructing him to use it as a sacred talisman. With the divine turtle's blessing, the construction of Si Loa finally succeeded. The walls rose and held firm, forming 9 immense spiral rings, vast enough to protect an entire city within their embrace. Si Loa became more than just the capital of Ulysses. It was a symbol of divine protection and national unity. But before the golden turtle departed, it bestowed one last extraordinary gift upon An Duong Vuong, a magical crossbow. "This weapon," the turtle proclaimed, "shall defend your kingdom from all invaders. But use it wisely, for arrogance brings ruin." The king had a crossbow crafted, using the turtle's sacred claw as its trigger mechanism. This was no ordinary weapon. When fired, it was said to unleash a volley of bolts capable of slaying thousands of enemies at once. With this divine protection, the people of Ulysses enjoyed a long period of peace and prosperity. Farmers worked their fields without fear, traders navigated the rivers in safety, and artisans created magnificent works of bronze. Songs of gratitude echoed through the villages, praising the wise king who had united their lands and brought stability after generations of chaos. Under the rule of An Duong Vuong, Ulysses blossomed into a vibrant center of culture and innovation. Skilled artisans forged intricate bronze drums, beautiful jewelry, and weapons of remarkable quality. The kingdom's irrigation systems were expanded, allowing rice cultivation to reach new levels of sophistication and yield. Villages grew into bustling towns, and communities were organized into regions governed by loyal chiefs. The king established a system of governance that masterfully blended tradition with reform, striking a balance between the old customs of the Hung kings and new, more efficient methods of statecraft. More importantly, An Duong Vuong fostered a deep sense of harmony between his people and the natural world. He promoted rituals honoring the mountains, the rivers, and the ancestors, firm in his belief that the land could only thrive when the spirits were content. Yet, as history teaches us, peace is often a fragile state. While An Duong Vuong's kingdom flourished, powerful forces were stirring to the north. The Qing dynasty had recently unified China under a single emperor, and its immense influence began to press southward. Even after the Qin dynasty fell, its generals, like the ambitious Zhao Tu, known in Vietnamese as Trieu Ca, remained in the south, eager to carve out their own domains. The seeds of a future conflict were already being sown. But for now, life in the heart of Ulysses prospered. The great citadel of Si Loa stood as a beacon of civilization, its spiral walls encircling a thriving city. The legend of An Duong Vuong spread far and wide, the tale of a wise king who united the tribes, built a citadel from the very earth, and created an enduring symbol of the Vietnamese spirit. Though the eventual fall of Ulysses to Trieu Ca would mark a tragic chapter in Vietnamese history, the legacy of An Duong Vuong remains indelible. He was not just a unifier and a builder. He was a visionary who laid the very foundations of an early Vietnamese state. The ruins of Si Loa still stand today, one of the oldest and largest ancient citadels in Southeast Asia. Its earthen walls, moats, and the artifacts unearthed there continue to tell the story of an age where myth and reality were woven together. To this day, the Vietnamese people remember An Duong Vuong as a symbol of unity, ingenuity, and resilience. His story serves as a timeless reminder to every generation that a nation's true strength lies not in its weapons or its walls, but in the collective will of its people to stand together as one. From the mountains and rivers, two peoples became one. From unity came strength. And from that strength rose Ulysses, a kingdom carved from earth and faith, built by the vision of a king whose spirit still guards the land to this day. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into Vietnam's ancient past, Please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more stories from history. We'll see you next time.